You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
And today on our Weight Loss Wednesday edition, I'm going to teach you that I don't want you to be counting calories, but I want you to count this other thing when you're looking to lose weight, especially in the beginning. So here's the thing. There's a million different diets out there, right? And each diet might work for an individual person. But there's something that we do in my Boston practices that's been working for now close to 20 years. And it's helping people lose weight and transform their body. So everyone that comes to us, we do not have them count calories. And that's because, I've worked with so many people over the years with body image disorders and not healthy relationships with food. And I don't want them to look at food as this bad thing or you can only eat so much. And that's why I'm not an advocate of most programs that are having you count all of your calories per day. Again, that also sets you up saying, well, I can have this because it's only 100 calories, even if it's not a healthy food. That's not the way to look at it. But I want to share one thing with you. And again, this might not be the type of diet plan that you're going to use for the rest of your life, but in the beginning, when you're looking to lose weight, this works exceptionally well. And what am I talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is actually looking to decrease the starches in your diet. And when you decrease the starches in your diet, you're actually going to then better regulate blood sugar level. So what we do is our first 21 days of our Fatlocity plan, we're actually taking out all of those inflammatory starches that we know bother so many people. Again, some people can get away with them fine, but they bother so many other people. We take them right out of the diet. So then, again, we're not even counting this other thing yet, which I'm going to get to that, but we're just saying, hey, I want you to eat healthy. We want you to start to have a better relationship with food, better food combining, and really focus on those great nutritious-based foods. It could be a smoothie in the morning, it could just be a shake, something like that, something on the run that's really, really quick, which is just some great all-in-one base powder, get you all of the nutrients that you need, some good fiber, some good protein, mix that up with some water, maybe a nut milk, an unsweetened one, and you're good to go. Then we're looking at some really nutritious vegetables, some good quality protein, or legumes, or vegan, animal-based, depending on what type of nutrition plan you do follow. So what we're saying is that's going to help people lose weight. Why? Because we're going to better regulate insulin sensitivity, which means that we're going to keep the blood sugar more stable. If everyone to burn body fat, this is really important. I work with so many diabetics, and they're not able to regulate when they come to me, keeping their blood sugar between 70 and 100 milligrams a deciliter. And what does that mean? Well, it's just when you use a glucometer, you want to see this little readout that says 75, 80, 85, 95, nothing really higher than 95. Because once it starts getting above that, we have too much sugar in the blood. We know that our body is not adequately pulling sugar out of the blood using insulin into the cells. But that also means that you're not going to be able to burn body fat because your body's going to use that sugar. It's going to use sugar instead of body fat. We need to get the blood sugar down to a healthy level, and especially when you wake up in the morning. If you can use a glucometer to check your waking blood sugar, it should be somewhere around 70 to 95, again, milligrams a deciliter. Really, really important. All right, so we do that just through a healthy elimination-based diet and a healthy anti-inflammatory-based diet and a healthy lower glycemic index diet. It does so much because what we do is we're not spiking the blood sugar. So even if we're having some higher protein or higher fat or whatever it might be, again, it might not be a full forever-based diet, but we're not bringing in the sugar that then would improperly not mix well with the fats and proteins in your blood. All right, that's a whole different podcast in itself. But what happens now, you might plateau. Well, what I want you to do at that point is that you're not going to count calories, but you're going to count your carbohydrates, okay? You're actually going to look at how many carbohydrates am I eating per day? All right. And in the beginning, all of our carbs are coming from vegetables. We're just loading up on lots and lots of vegetables. And our total net for the day might be 100 to a maximum of 150 grams of good fibrous vegetables per day. So what that means is that when you're looking at all of your calories for the day, it's still going to equal about 400 to 600 calories from carbohydrates, but they're all coming from low glycemic, low sugar base, basically, carbohydrates, and they're coming from vegetables. All right. So we have clients do that if they ever plateau. It works exceptionally well. And then you can still add in one cheat meal per week to keep those, leptin levels in check. That just means your hormones telling your body that body's not starving, that it's always getting good food, keep on burning body fat. So that is what I recommend to people in the beginning. Don't count calories. Count carbs and keep those carbs coming from vegetables when you're trying to lose weight. And then as you lose the weight, you're feeling pretty good. You can transition to a diet if you'd like that's actually lower in protein, that's lower in total fat, and actually could be higher in total carbohydrates. Again, we have to work with your body and where you're at in life. Your body's not static, neither are you, neither is your mindset. You need to ease into this. And for a lot of people that I work with, this is an easier transition than saying, hey, we're going to take out all of this, heavy fat and protein, whatever it is. No, we'll just switch their fat to things like more like olive oil or coconut oil, or maybe even some grass-fed butter, depending, again, if I work with a lot of vegans, vegetarians, and people who choose to eat animal-based products as well. So I want to keep this short. I want to keep it sweet. This works exceptionally well in our practice. It has worked that well for over 20 years, and it has worked, again, for thousands of years, and it will certainly work for you as well. And again, you don't have to look at it as a forever diet, but you can look at it as a way to start, lose weight, and then transition and see how your body does into other types of lifestyle and nutrition-based plans. Again, hopefully you enjoyed this episode and let me know how you liked it. I'm always happy to hear your comments and I love your feedback. Thanks again for tuning into the Cabral Concept.
Before you go, I wanted to share a personal story with you. The real reason I began to get well finally is because I figured out what was wrong with me. And that might seem pretty obvious, but I went from doctor to doctor for over 2 years before discovering at-home functional medicine lab testing. These are the labs that enabled me to finally figure out what was wrong with my hormones, blood sugar, electrolytes, and gut health. And once I knew what was wrong, I could then follow a proven plan in order to rebalance my body from the inside out. This is why I believe so strongly in functional medicine lab testing and why I've made it my mission to share these labs with the world. Now at equa.life, you can order an at-home lab test or lab bundle for you and your family and be able to complete it within the week. Plus, the EquaLife difference is that you're not left to try to read and figure out these labs on your own. We explain what your lab numbers mean, what they mean in the much bigger picture, and then how to go about rebalancing your body in order to heal. To see our full selection of lab tests or to set up a free lab selection call to find out what labs may be best for you, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. And do remember, we ship these all over the world. To find out more and to set up your free lab selection call, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. That's EQUI.LIFE/labs.